Just do whatever you can just to build up what you're doing, and an agent will find you.
Yeah.
An agent will find you. You don't have to get the agents, like so fast. Get your schooling in, get your resume. A lot of people do not even have a resume, and they want an agent.
And they want an agent.
A
Believe me,
lot of
dude. I
people-
know.
yeah.
Their ducks aren't in a row.
Their ducks are not in a row, and they're thinking,
Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you educational lessons from real life stories behind the scenes of TV and film. I'm your host and a talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and today our guest is Peter Dawson.
hello, thank you so much for having me, Jason.
Dude, I'm so grateful to have you here.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much. This is a great platform.
Well,
That's
I
the
love-
first thing I want to say.
Thank you. I love that you pitched your story, and now you're sitting in that seat.
I can't believe it. Here's the thing. As soon as I sent that over to you, I got so busy. I was like, okay, maybe he's busy and he just doesn't have time. And then as soon as it came back, I was like, oh, I remember. I did pitch
pitched that
this to
story.
you. Wow. It happened. So
And here we are.
here we are.
So what credit are we talking about? You want to tell the name of the project?
We are going to talk about Saturday Night, which
Okay.
actually came out last year in October, which was the same year that the TV show came out, October 11th, 1975. So it's a period piece in the 70s.
And who doesn't love Saturday Night Live?
Everybody likes Saturday Night
know.
Live. It
I
is
know.
a built-in formula. Everybody likes it. It's just classic TV, classic comedians. Everyone is on it. Somebody wants to be on it. So I like to say that I am part of the Saturday Night family now.
You are now.
I am.
You're in the feature.
I'm part of the Saturday Night family.
So take me back to the audition. What was going on? You remember
Let's
getting
see.
it and having any thoughts?
Yes. I would say the audition came in January 2024. And when I read it, the first thing I read, it said Saturday Night. So I didn't think it was the actual TV show. I was thinking it was something else. When I started reading it, and then I said, oh, wait a minute. This is the movie. So they're telling their story about everything leading up to the first time that it says live from New York at Saturday night. I said, oh, this would be a great story to tell. And I was reading for elevator attendant. So I had two lines. And I was excited because I had taken a class prior to actually getting this that was for 5 and under. So I
For
was
nailing a 5 and under?
Yes. So I was set, I was ready. I had two different choices. And
That's what they taught in that class?
That's what
Have
they
two
taught.
different choices?
two different choices. Something that's completely different from your very first take, so that the director sees some range, so that casting sees range. They see something other than just that one take you did.
And if they didn't like that one take, they have an opportunity to love the second take.
Exactly. Yeah. So when I did this audition, my wife always reads for me. So she was working, and I said, let me just tape what I think will be a very, very good submission. So I taped it without her words, and then I let her look at it. And she was laughing like, oh, this is funny. This will be perfect. I said, okay, great. So I'll do that one as my first take. And then the second one will be a serious take. And then that's it. So I did those two takes, sent it off, and I didn't think about it. But I kept following back up like, what if I got Saturday Night? That would be such a great project. And I was trying not to think about it, but I kept thinking about it. And then Carol, my agent, Carol Shaganaw.
Love you, Carol.
Carol, we love you. She actually sent me back a email saying, you got a call back. I said, oh, great. So I started reading the callback. And
You
it
had to go in
says-
person, right? For these?
They said that you can either do Zoom or in person.
Okay.
I said, I'm going in person.
I remember some of our guys going in person. What a cool
Yes.
opportunity.
It was so much love in the room. As soon as I got there, everyone was loving on everyone. Everyone was rooting for everybody. And it's so weird to see that because me coming from LA, no one is rooting for you out in LA. Everyone is for themselves. But out here, it's completely different. So as soon as I go in, I'm feeling good. I have my outfit on. I meet Tracy Kilpatrick, who is a casting director. Never read for her.
She's a legend.
Very nice lady. So I meet her. I meet Jason Reitman. Very nice. And I do my first take. He says, are you ready? I do that first take. And he says, very good. And then he gives me a redirect. And then I go, okay, great. Got it. Let's do it again. And then he shakes my hand and said, just the way that I asked for. Thank you. I shake his hand. Tracy's hand, and then I walk out. I'm feeling good. I'm like, great. So now I'm thinking like my birthday is in February, February 11th. So I'm thinking that would be a great birthday present. So Carol sends me another email saying your pin. I said, okay, great. I won't tell anybody. And my one friend comes over because he has a self-tape. He has two. So this is on a Tuesday. My birthday was on Sunday. So like on that Tuesday, I'm helping him read and I'm doing all of his self-tapes. We get through the first one and Carol sends me a text saying, Peter, you booked it. Check your email. And I'm like, Saturday night. I check it. It's Saturday night. I have my wife running into the studio and we're just celebrating. And then I said, oh, I forgot you're even here. I'm sorry. We need to do your self-tape. I'm sorry. So like my friend Will is like, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You just booked, so not a problem. So it was great.
All right, listen up. Our Booked It Challenge is so close. Oh my goodness. Our Booked It Challenge is one of my favorite challenges that we do each year. And I'll tell you, when I first created this challenge, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to create something where like people actually have to book jobs? Like that's not something in our control. But I took a leap of faith. I created the challenge. I called it the Booked It Challenge. And wouldn't you know, every single year, people book jobs. It's crazy. So this year, it could be you. This challenge is very simple. We're together for 4 weeks. We bring in an industry pro all 4 weeks, and we work on auditions. I make it so simple, so easy. One, I give you some audition techniques to help you book the job once you have the audition. And the second is I give you some techniques to get more auditions. One of the things I've realized in being an actor over the last 20 years is that if you get more opportunities, you have more chances to book the job. So we need to increase our chances, and then the chances that we do get, we need to increase the quality of our auditions. So we're going to teach you exactly how to do all of those things. So sign up for our Booked It Challenge. It's only $37 and there's a $5 off promo in the description. So the link is there. The promo is there. Head there right now and come join us for our incredible Booked It Challenge.
I love that, man. And you know what I think is such a cool lesson in that
Yes.
chunk of the story is that Jason Reitman, this huge freaking director,
Yes.
gave you a note
Yes.
and you just immediately did it.
Yes.
No matter what it was.
Right.
I think when you give the director exactly what their note is, they can't help but like you more because
Right.
they feel better about themselves.
Exactly.
They had an idea, somebody trusted them, they feel trusted, and then
Right.
they see the execution of their own idea.
Right.
It makes them want to be around you more.
Exactly.
You know?
It
Great
was.
job, man.
Thank you.
So then
Thank
getting
you.
to set, what was it like? Like who were you working with? What was going on?
Oh my goodness. Let me see. I worked with William Defoe. I was
The Green Goblin?
Yes. And so he was cast maybe a month after we started filming. And I was at home and I read the trades and found out that he joined. And as soon as they said who his part was, I started looking at the script and I said, oh, he's in my elevator. Oh, this would be great. I can't wait to meet him. As soon as we get on set, he comes out. He looks like $1,000,000. He looks like he's so Mr. 1975. He has the hair, he's got the glasses, he's got the outfit on, and he is very nice to everyone. He is just top rate.
Love to hear that.
Great actor. And the thing that I noticed about him in our downtime is he would go off to the corner and he would just run his lines, just running lines. I think he flubbed maybe one time. He was off book, great actor. And the one thing that I liked about him was he started doing some improv with me, which was great because it literally caught me off guard because he said something to me like, I said I wanted the 10th floor, not the 12th, and it threw me off. And then I said something back to him, and he said something that was very clever. So that I said, okay, great. He wants to improv. So let's say it one more time. So like the next time we filmed it, in between takes, he said something, and like I said, oh, you do know that you're getting fired. He said, fired? You didn't get the meeting memo? I said, no. It was nice knowing you. And he started laughing. I said, got him. I said, got him.
Hell yeah. Did that make it in the cut?
It did not.
No.
It did not. But it was just so nice to just improv with a legend there, you know. And he was He was so nice to everyone. He was freestyling with everyone. He was playing with the words. It was just so nice just to see him work. I was mentally taking notes from William Defoe.
Because that show is, comedic based and been around for so long.
Yes.
Was there like a comedic energy on set?
It
Like,
was.
would you say, was it filled with freedom to improvise and to?
It was a little bit of both. So Jason is very, very good because he is not only is he the director, but also the writer. The one thing that I liked about him is before we have scenes, he would just come and just sit with us and just listen to his words, just to hear it. And then he would start thinking like, that's good. I wonder who wrote that. And then we were laughing. Then he would say it this way. And then he would say, no, wait. Say this word instead of that word. So we could play around just so that he had different choices, which was very good. So he would let us just kind of joke around though, but then he said, okay, let's let him say it as written. And then as soon as we get that, let's just play a little bit. So if you're ever on set, have an open mind to play, because sometimes if you get a director who wants to play, you should have choices because you never know what they will expect. And then there are other ones that's like, just say it just the way it's written. I don't want you to improv. I don't want you to, no, just say it the way it's written.
Yeah, it's crazy that no two sets will ever be exactly the same.
Exactly.
They just won't. No two directors are going to be exactly the same.
Right.
So you really do, as an actor, you need to just show up, be prepared for anything.
Exactly. Yeah, just have that open mind and just be ready to play. And if you know your lines well, that's just money. But if you know your other partner's lines, that's even more better because they may flub a line, but you need to be able to catch them,
Stay on track.
put them back on track so that they can still get the take in case they use that take.
That's a great lesson. And
Yeah.
probably over 50 episodes of this show, I don't think we've ever talked about memorizing the other actor's lines.
Right.
That's huge. That's just going to
Because-
make you more prepared.
Right. I mean, there are people that they will come on to set and they will say, I know my lines. And that's good too, but it's always good to know the other people's line because like if they miss a line or something, you're probably thinking like, okay, when is my line coming? When is my line coming? But you need to be open to, okay, they just flub, but you can improv something, get them back on track so that they can say their line so that you can get through that scene. It's always good to do that.
Yeah.
Always good
It's
to do
just
that.
being more prepared.
Yes. Have to be prepared.
Well, let me ask you. So, like, throughout this whole experience, because it was such a big movie,
Right.
Is there any like biggest lesson that you feel like from the original audition and making your choices, all the way through getting your paychecks?
Right.
Is there any biggest lesson that you would give a younger version of yourself, or you would give to aspiring actors out there that like you think from this magical experience you gained?
I would say just always be ready. Just always have your training. Training is number one. You have to have training. Do not go into this business thinking like, I don't need training. I don't need acting lessons. I just want to go. Because if you think that you are ready to go, as soon as you get on set, if you're lucky enough to get on set in front of everyone, and then everyone is looking at you, they are thinking that you are a professional. You already got your lines. But if you come on set and you're not ready, they will replace you. They will get somebody else that can do a better job. So always be ready. Always be training. If you are not in class, you're probably working or like you're probably helping somebody else. If you are not doing that, you just want to be doing something. There is no excuse not to be doing something in this industry. You have YouTube, which is the best school out there. If you have no money, you can watch videos for free. You can take notes. If you can't even get to class, you can go online and you can learn something that will help you be a better actor. Everyone has a cell phone, right? Everyone has friends. You can get your group of friends with a cell phone and you can start making little videos or something. There is no way that you can say, you know what, there's nothing for me to do. I'm just sitting around waiting for an opportunity. Make your opportunity. People are writing now. People are making films out of their cell phones. There's so much to do. There's so much to do.
Man, you were
No
just
excuse.
you're singing from the mountaintops, dude. I love it, and I couldn't agree more. I
Thank
think
you.
if you want to be making a consistent six figures at anything,
Right.
you should be doing it every day, especially if you love it. You know,
should be
if you
doing
want to
it.
be a photographer and you want to
Right.
make good money as a photographer,
Right.
you should be taking pictures almost every day.
Right.
If you want to be great at golf, you should be hitting the golf course every day.
Right.
You know, if you want to be an actor,
Right.
you should be acting
Right.
almost every day
Right.
or gaining some information about acting all the time instead
Right.
of just waiting around for an agent
Right.
to send you an email that says, "Great, now you can act and it's due in 48 hours."
Right.
Be acting every day.
Right.
If you're acting every day, you're going to be better next year.
Right.
You know?
And I like the way that you said waiting. There are people that there are times I would get an email, just a blind email, whether it's on Facebook or IG, always asking me, how is Carol doing? And I say, Carol's great. Is she looking for actors? Carol's always looking for actors, but what are you doing before you even get to Carol? And I always ask them questions like, are you in class? Are you doing this? Are you doing this?
Good
Are
on
you
you.
doing this? And I never get a reply back. And that lets me know that they're not doing what they need to do, because I would tell them, you don't have to have an agent. It's good to have an agent, but you really don't need an agent, because the only thing that you need to do is be in school or take classes and just do short films and just do whatever you can just to build up what you're doing. And an agent will find you.
Yeah.
An agent will find you. You don't have to get the agents, like so fast. Get your schooling in, get your resume. A lot of people do not even have a resume, and they want an agent.
And they want an agent. Believe me,
lot of
dude. I
people-
know.
yeah.
Their ducks aren't in a row.
Their ducks are not in a row, and they're thinking like, I just want an agent. Okay, but have you done everything that you need to do? Are you on Actors Access? What's Actors Access?
Right.
What's
Do you have
Casting
headshots
Network?
that look like you now?
Headshots. Who do I? These things you should be. Are you in class? No. These are the things you need to do, so that as soon as you get that meeting with your agent, they can say, oh, okay, you're doing this, you're on Actors. Okay, great. Maybe I can take you on because I don't have your look. Okay, perfect. But then there's people that thinking like, as soon as I get an agent, I'm going to, no. As soon as you get an agent, you're still doing 90%
Now you got to
of
work
the
way
work.
harder.
You have to work way harder.
Now you're going to have opportunities. Don't blow them.
Which is going
ready for 'em.
Which is going to give you to my next story, which I have to tell this story.
What is it?
I was signed to an agency back in LA, and it was a top commercial agency. And I worked so hard to get into this agency because they were so good at the time. It took me 8 times to literally say that that's the one. We want you with our agency. And I was so elated. I was so happy. And I walked into that office and I signed on the dotted line, and we looked at my headshots, and I'm thinking like, I'm going to make it. And I can remember, long story short, my agent called me in for a meeting and said, Peter, you're doing all of the right things. I want you to go to this acting teacher. I send all of my actors who are just right there to basically go in there, take the class, and you will probably book something because he fine-tunes what you're doing. I said, okay, great. I never took that class. I said, you know what? I'm good. I don't need any more classes. I'm good. Long story short, I was dropped. And he sent me a nice letter like, Peter, it was very nice working with you. I wish that we could have had some success, but I'm letting you go. And that was a big, wow. I got dropped because I didn't listen. I thought I was ready.
They were trying to set you up for success.
Trying to set me up for success and didn't work out. Now, there is a commercial out right now, and it's for State Farm. And the pitch man, Jake from State Farm, I find out that he's with my old agency maybe like a few years ago, and I started thinking like, he's with my old agency. Had I taken that class, maybe
You could have been the State Farm guy.
I could have.
Who
been.
knows?
But I said, this is a lesson. I learned it. It's never going to happen again. So that's
Good
when
on you, man.
That's when I got real serious, and I said, if my agent needs me for anything, I'm there. Whatever you need, I'm there. So just always be ready to do the hard work. 90% is what you do. 10% is what your agent does. So 90% you have to do everything you have to do. That means turning in your auditions on time. That means helping other people. That means staying in class. You have to stay in class. That's the most
I
important
mean,
thing.
because you didn't take that class.
didn't
How
take
many
that
times?
class.
How many times has he said, be in class, because what a huge life lesson for you. It really affected
did.
you.
It really
I hope
did.
this affects other people.
You have to stay in class because you want to keep growing. If you do not go to class, you are going to be stale. And as soon as that audition come in, you will be terrified, like,
Right?
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Versus someone who stays in class, like, oh, I got ideas. I know exactly what I'm going to do, because your mind is fresher, because you're with other like-minded people in class.
Working the muscle.
And you're ready to go. So that's what you have to do.
I know a lot of actors, and I've seen a lot of actors. They work really hard, they study really hard, then they get into the agency,
Right.
and then they stop.
Yes.
And I think, like, you would never work your ass off to get into the NFL
Right.
and then just start playing football.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Right.
Not if you
Exactly.
want to beat the competition. You're going to have competition for every role
Right.
till you die.
Right.
If you want to beat competition, you need to be constantly working to beat them.
Right.
You know?
I like to say this really quick. If you are in acting class, I want you to point out the best actor who you think is in class, and you should be working with them as a scene partner so that you can sharpen up your skills.
Oh, that's great.
Just start looking at who is the best actor in class that you think, and you need to have them as a scene partner so that you can get sharper, because iron sharpens iron.
That's great. What a
Yeah.
grein lesson. Well, dude, thanks for being here. It's really great.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Last question.
Okay.
Dream role. What's your dream role?
Dream role. I'm probably going to age myself a little bit, but back in the day, back when I was a young kid, I used to watch a TV show called Dallas. Now, I really aged myself. And there was an actor named Larry Hagman who played J.R. Ewing. I like the way that he would smile in your face and be charming, but then he would cut you down and he would steal your money and everything else. So something to the effect of what he did, but put my spin on it. You know, like the roles that I go for is maybe like the pastor, the father or something. But I want to be, you know, like, you can trust me, but he has this dark side.
He's got
We never
depth,
saw this.
complexity.
He's the killer? That's the bad guy? We never saw him. He was the nice guy. He was at the PTA meetings, not this guy. That's the role I
That's
want.
great.
That's the
I hope
role.
you get it. Carol,
Thank
let's
you.
help this guy get it. Well, as a thank you for being here, you do
Okay.
win a free car.
Yes.
I'd love for you to reach your hand in here.
Okay.
Don't look, and
Okay.
let's see what you get.
Okay. See what we got.
Oh, no.
We got the Barbie car.
You got the Barbie
We
convertible.
got the Barbie convertible. So this is probably a plug for, aren't they doing Barbie 2 coming up?
That'd be great.
You never know.
Probably.
Never know, right?
And maybe you'll be in it.
There it is. I can't wait.
All right. Well, thank you, Peter, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, everyone, thank you for tuning in. You know, thank you to Jesse Malinowski and Get Seen for producing our show. We love doing this and just trying to help actors with more free education behind the scenes. It's really important to us. And if you have a cool booking story with your own lesson, pitch it right to us. It's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that is talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Peter, thank you.
Thank you so much.